It's time to cook. We are here once again. Whoa, it's kind of bright. One sec. Whoa-ly. There we go. 5 seconds late. I know, I forgot. We were doing a test stream again just to monitor the internet still, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta turn it off and then restart. But it's all good. Welcome, guys. Happy Sunday. Last day in the kitchen already. Where does the weekend go anymore? Someone press fast forward. Honestly. Bonk, hope you're doing good. Good to see you. Nice and early. Same with Titan. He says, I'm not late today. Hi, yet it is. Who else we got? Suzanne says, butter poached. What, Kate? Well, I didn't want to say lobster 3 times in the title, but then I added it just for you. So we're doing lobster, lobster, and more lobster. And Mish says a bunch of Z's, so we think she's going back to bed. I think that's it. Tomorrow's back to work day. I know, me too. I already sent the menu to the clients. We're good to go. I don't think they did any changes or renditions. You want your 4-day work week, 3-day weekends. Let's switch it to that. I mean, I do three days, and then I have my Thursdays off, and then I do 3 days of streams. That works good for me. But yeah, work 4 days. What, 4 10s or 4 12s? You're laughing. 3 days off on the weekend, man. That's living. Okay, so lobster rolls today, guys. We gotta make some homemade buns. We are going to do 2 different variations of lobster rolls today because that is kind of traditional. Let's say I've not eaten a ton of lobster in my life because I've never really lived out on the East Coast or anywhere where they are raised or caught on the frequent. So let's do these lobsters some justice today. It's crazy times over here in Canada, guys. We bought, what is it, 3 or 4 lobsters. Let's check on this pack. And currently, lobsters like the poor man food, we can say again. It's cheaper than steaks. This is where we're at in life. So we thought we would try this because people said they're actually really good. This pack, 3 lobsters. Pretty good size though. Ah, it's leaking. $54. To look at a pack, to get 3 ribeye steaks. I'm just gonna wipe that really quick because lobster stuff is stinky. But 3 pack of ribeye steaks here, AAA, good grading, right? You don't want to buy crappy steaks. It's $65. $65. I think it's just you, Greek. You're usually the only one that says the sound is too low. But let me know, guys. It is so crazy, Scoots, and welcome in. So, some of those will get butter poached. The other part of them will do a nice mayo salad with some celery, fresh lemon, some chives in there. All tasty bits. The last time I had a lobster roll was actually together on stream, and this was in San Diego. Some of you might remember that. It was also a really hilarious stream, so I think we're going to hopefully find it on YouTube. I'll post a link to it. I remember Sam was freaking out because I was streaming late because I had to take a ferry over to an island to eat this lobster roll. His whole family thought I was not okay, and then Bonk had to contact them, and it was a whole thing. What? Yeah? Maybe you don't remember it because you were at work. Hello, Blondie. Welcome in. Lobster used to be considered junk food of the sea, right? It's ridiculous. Trying to watch a football game and me? You can go watch the game, Scoots. It's okay. Greek's TV's on 25. Turn that ish down, you nutto. Okay, menu. Oh yes, and then let's not forget, I didn't have enough room on our menu board to write the salad, nor do people really care as much about salad. It's definitely more about the lobster rolls today. But while we're waiting for bread and stuff to proof, I thought we would make a yummy green salad with some orange segments because oranges are in season right now. Had a pile of oranges up there for what, over a month now, I think. So we'll learn how to do orange segments. We will toast up some almonds. We have dried cranberries, feta cheese for Mish. And then we'll make a homemade citrus honey kind of Dijon dressing to bring it all together. Oranges are from where? So the variety of oranges that we're using today are called Cara Cara oranges. I believe they're grown in California. And they are some of my favorites. Cara Cara Navel. It's got like a really nice pink sort of fruit color instead of the like really bright, vibrant orange. Okay, Okay, so they discovered this type of orange in Valencia, Venezuela. There's a Valencia in Venezuela. I thought maybe it was the Spanish Valencia. No. You have some tiny oranges on your citrus tree right now because it's inside scoots, right? That's where you're growing them. So Cara Caras, it says, did not enter the U.S. consumer produce market until the late 1980s here. Okay, so yeah, it says the California-grown Cara Cara oranges make their seasonal debut in late November and are available all the way through April. So yeah, California-grown. That's where they're from. And I will say, I think we're on our third bag now. It's downstairs in the car still because we had these to use up. But yeah, we're on to our third bag and they have tasted so good. So if you guys can get your hands on them. We get them from Costco. And it's what, $14 for 5 pounds? Yeah. $14 for 5 pounds of oranges. But I would say the quality is worth that price. Okie day. Everyone, did we take a peek at our recipes? I forget if I pressed it with the menu. Or I didn't even press it at all yet. Boom. There's those two. And then I don't have a recipe linked for the salad that we're going to make today. I just kind of came up with it with what I had in the house already, other than buying the fresh lettuce. Yummo. So let's make a little prep list-a-roo. We are just making like non-sourdough buns today. And that way they will be done within 3 hours or less because it is Sunday. So quick and easy Sunday. We are starting. Good old oranges, Mong says, from the Santa Clara River Valley of California. Yes. Remember when we were driving through Cali, experiencing my first time seeing what? Almond orchards, avocado orchards.
Yeah, all the way through.
It was so cool. We don't have that stuff up here. It's the citrus capital of the world. So then I wonder, how many oranges do they produce for consumers every year? Because I'm sure it's a crazy amount. Bomb. Grocery store time. Everyone buckle up. But for real, in real life, right? Not just supermarket game. Good luck, dude. Sundays I know can be crazies in the stores. I hope you find everything and stay safe. Okay, so I did find a like proper version of hot dog bun for these lobster rolls. So if anyone's ever had a lobster roll, typically the buns they're served in, they can be like toasted on the outside. It looks like a hot dog bun, but then it's flat on the sides and not crusty. So you can butter those up and then toast them or griddle them before you stuff them full of lobster. So I did find a good recipe and they're called New England style hot dog buns. Learning. So I'll just write buns down on the list. They say these are the classic vessel for making lobster rolls, hot dogs, tuna salad sandwiches, and Italian rolls. That sounds proper. They say if you live in New England or have ever visited and enjoyed a lobster roll, you probably noticed that the rolls were different than the regular hot dog buns in other parts of North America. Ice Cream Posse buys those for their hot dogs at the ice cream store. I don't think we even have that available on an order guide. New England style hot dog buns. But that's so cool that you guys actually can get those there. I gotta make them myself. Probably saw in the San Joaquin Valley. The Central Valley of California. There's lots of almonds grown there. It was so cool. Yeah, it was like what, on our way to Yosemite, right? So that would make sense. So a New England style hot dog bun is a soft white roll that stands upright on its own, right? Because when you fill it with the stuff, you don't want it to just tumble over on its side and then everything falls out. You want it to really be able to stand on its own. But typically it's like tucked into a little basket with like chippies or something on the side. So you don't have to worry too much about it falling over. They're also called split top or top sliced Frankfurter rolls. Interesting. Bonk says 79% of the country's total citrus production came from California from the 2023 to 2024 season. That's amazing, actually. Love you some lobster rolls. Me too. And yeah, we got a good deal, let's say, on lobster. I mean, we had a couple options. Like this lobster that we got pre-cooked with the head, claws, like the whole animal, is $34 a kilo. But then we also had the option of getting like massive, just lobster tails, 2 lobster tails, but those cost $74 a kilo. 79, whatever, close enough. Pretty sure it's 74. Okay, so 79 a kilo. So that was like over double the price, right? And then you also lose like the shells and stuff. We like to keep the shells from lobster if you make it at home. And then you make a lobster stock from that to make soup with, whether it's a chowder, lobster bisque, anything with seafood, really. Right, so that's when I picked it, Bonk. I was kind of looking at the size of both the claws and then also the tails, right? So picked ones with really nice big claws on there. Okay, keep going on our bunners. Scroll, scroll, scroll. So typically, when you make bread at home, guys, it takes around 3 hours or so when you're using commercial yeast. When you do just sourdough, it takes anywhere from like 10 to 24 hours. So we're going to use some yeast today. It says we're going to make 12 rolls, so that's perfect because we can use it up for other stuff too, it said. We need milk, butter, sugar to start, and obviously some yeast. Oh, and a little bit of water too, actually. So there's both milk and water. And those ingredients, whenever you have dairy in bread dough like this, it'll keep it really nice and soft, right? So when it says soft white rolls, that's really where the softness comes from. So we will mix the dough, proof it. Usually I set a 45-minute timer when I proof it the first time, and then we will make the buns. After you divide it, it's typically around a 30-minute proof. Sometimes longer. So we'll make our buns, wait another 30 minutes or so, and then get the oven on and bake them. And it says what? Oven to 400 F, so pretty high. And then bake for 12 to 15 minutes. Or until golden brown on the top. And they say brush it with melted butter immediately after it comes out. And then obviously we'll have to let them cool before we fill them. So that's why we are starting with this first. I think once we get our buns mixing and maybe even done, then we'll finish off the rest of the list. But let's get this going. The longer we talk, the longer it's gonna take. Incarcerum time starts now. Put that up over there. I've never made this style of buns at home before, so this is learning for me too today. Who in chat has had lobster roll before? Bonk has. I remember when I had the one in San Diego, they loaded it up for me. Like, I bought the biggest roll there was because they sell them by weight, how much lobster you want inside. They definitely put extra in there. It was so good. And then what's another one that I've had? I'm trying to even think. I don't even know, Samo. We did. Hi, Kayla's Kitchen. How's it going? Okay, mixer is set up, guys. What the heck was that? Samo's crashing things over there. Now let's see what ingredients we need. Gotta scroll back up. Okay, so we need to warm up a little bit of milk. And then combine that with our warm water, a little bit of sugar, and our yeast. Yeast. I know we need some butter. Get that at the same time. Our milk. Had one from the Cousin's Main lobster food truck in Ventura, California years ago. And then, yeah, I forget the name of the place that I had mine. Get a couple containers here and then something to measure the flour. It was on the island, yeah. I'm sure if you Google it, it'll come up easily. Okay, what else was I grabbing? Just a little bit of honey will do for the sugar part. Do a natural sweetener. Plus, I really like the flavor of honey in bread when you do it homemade. So it'll be 2 cups total or so liquid. 1.5 cups of water. And then half a cup of milk. So I'll measure the water first. It's been ages. It has been. I've had a few people actually popping in lately that have been away for a while, but I always say life happens. Things have been good though. Plugging right along. Hope the same for you. Around 1.5 cups of water, guys. We can always add more. Usually in the winter, I have to add more here because it gets really dry. So let's see. I always just usually keep that container around. And then half a cup of milk. Not as great, but you're chugging along. I mean, life always has its ups and downs, right? When I say I'm good, that doesn't mean that every day is perfect for me either. But we got each other, right? That's what matters most. Okay, heat this up. I usually do around 30 or 40-second increments. And then let's get our yeast. 2¼ teaspoons of active dry. So not quite a tablespoon. See how that goes. Time to wake the yeast up.
Wake up.
Wake it on up. Is our milk warmed? Yep, the milk is warmed, so that's good. And then we can reuse that for getting the butter melted or softened. We can pour this in too. And then can you guys see how the yeast is already like absorbing the water? How much of our sweetener? 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna dial that back a bit. So the sweet part of bread is usually only to make the yeast work quicker. But I mean, 3 tablespoons is quite a lot. I don't like too sweet of bread. I'm gonna do like maybe half of that. I'm just gonna do like a big spoonful like that of the honey and call it a day. And then we can give that a little mix. And this will sort of get frothy as we carry on with the rest of ingredients here. Okay, so next we'll do, it says 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Oh no, the paper from the butter is stuck in it. How could that happen? Just gonna guesstimate around 3 tablespoons of butter. Maybe a little bit more. And then we'll just leave this butter out because we'll use it later for the lobster. Is that a white dove I see? Hello. How's your Sunday going? We're just getting the dough together for our New England style hot dog buns for our lobster rolls. So far so good. Turned out to be a beautiful blue sky day here, and everything is covered white in snow again. There's our butter, it's softened. Got a spatula. Is there stuff happening in here yet? Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna put that in there. It's all good. And then I'll go grab our flour. And then I think it's just flour and salt left. And then we can get this mix in. But we always bloom the yeast first, it's called. because we want it activated before we mix it with our other ingredients. Milk, butter, sugar, salt, water, yeast, flour. Yeah, that's it. Okay. We lost OBS. Oh. Don't ask why. I got no answers, guys. I got nothing. But let's carry on. Like, I literally live in the middle of a city. I just don't understand it, Bonk. It can't be more frustrating as a streamer. How did you do this to my OBS? You just dragged it over? You did. Okay. I know it happens. It's still ridiculous, though. Have to let out my frustration sometimes. But anyways, the yeast is ready. Let's add our flour and carry on. It says 5 to 6 cups. I think I'll start with the lower amount. Get it mixing, and then we can always add more. One. 2. How's Oiliana today? 3. 4. And 5. Okay, we'll see how that goes to start. And then we need 2 teaspoons of salt. We can get this started though. Have some water. Okay, one sec. Let me get the salt in and then I will. Don't forget the salt, guys. Hey, is it dry? See, good thing we did the less amount. It's already too dry, so we need more water even. What? It looks not bad, but not the best either. I'm gonna do like maybe half a cup or so, just a little bit, because it's not mixing too nice, a bit too dense. It's halftime. Is lunch ready? Titan's already lined up, Scoop, so you might as well just get over there with him. He said he gets there early when the food's good. Look at this. It's so dense. Loosen it up. If we added this 6 cups, this would have been crazy looking. Okay, I think that'll do it. I'm gonna help it out for this first bit. We really bunged it up there. We really bunged it up, Clam. Do that last amount. Clem is here, guys. Our favorite surgeon with a 41-month resub. A few more months, we're at 4 whole years together. How was your weekend? We got some football fans in here. Are we gonna have rivals in chat? We already have Danish and Swedish rivals. What else can we make? You and your boyfriend got bored of the game, so now you're making potatoes. It was boring. How? Why? Just not much going on. I understand some games can be like that. Okay, we will now let that go for around 10 minutes or so. It still almost looks too thick. Really gotta like cut that liquid back into there. Okay. Making progress here, people. It's not boring. Because you're a fan of both, Scoots? Really? The whole house is rivals. Or it works good that way. You guys have to sit in separate rooms to watch it. Hi, Gearbox Man. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? Okay, this is going now. Turn it down a bit. That looks better than where we started. If you start mixing your bread dough and it can't mix, that means you don't have enough liquid in it. Help it out. That will only come with experience. So I hope that if you do make bread at home, you listen to the things that I say. I think that's looking great. Okay, so buns are mixing, and then they'll proof, and then we will divide them into our little New England style hot dog buns. And then they'll proof one more time, and then they'll bake. Easy. In the meantime, recipe for the best lobster rolls. Also, everyone have a quick sip of water. Okay. Hariko Truge, hello. It says, in the great debate of whether lobster rolls are best when served Connecticut style with melted butter, or the main way, laced with a lemony mayonnaise, I say do a combo of both. So do I. That's why I picked the recipe. I said this is so perfect. She says, trust me, you're gonna love these. So Connecticut is butter. Maine, mayo. M with the M, that's easy to remember. The Maine style is mayo-y. The other one, butter. Brioche? No egg in this dough, but there is a good amount of butter. So close to it, but not a proper brioche. But it will have the nice richness from the milk and the butter to keep it soft. Yes, yeah, I've had a hankering for fried oysters. I almost did that today, especially. But Sam is not a big fried oyster person. He likes them just shucked raw in the shell. So I thought, or we decided on making lobster rolls instead. That's what I was thinking. You like oysters always? Because at Costco we can get a nice tub of just fresh shucked Pacific oysters, and then you just bread them and fry them up. Really easy, quick snack. And like oysters are very good for us. The amount of iron that they have in there. Okay.
See where they come from, what type of oyster they are.
Me too, Bong. I grew up with smoked oysters. That was the thing my parents would snack on with cheese and crackers on the weekends. I think we need even a little bit more liquid in here. But yeah, going out to the coast and living there, ended up liking raw or fresh oysters. And then yeah, I like them fried too. Remember this place on the California coast when we did our road trip? We just stopped on the side of the road because the place looked good and had one of the best like fried seafood plates of my entire life.
Oh my god, that was...
Is it Blue Lobster or Canadian? This is Atlantic Lobster. Oh, you can get those tubs at TNT. I think for the price though, it's so good because it's about $13 for around 2 cups worth of shucked oysters. Can't go wrong. Okay, scrolling down. So it says this makes around 4 lobster rolls with the recipe that I linked. 1 pound of frozen lobster meat, thawed or obviously cooked meat from 2 1.5 pound live lobsters. We have 1.6 kilos. So how many pounds do we have, Samo? Just under 3. Just over 3. Okay, so we have just over 3 pounds. So that's actually perfect. So we have enough to make quite a few of these with the extra buns.
With shell and everything, you're probably seeing like a pound and
Yeah, of actual meat. 55 euros a kilo in France for blue lobster. So that's the spiny one, right? From the warmer waters. And then we're paying right now, Hariko, I'm in Canada, $34 a kilo for whole cooked Atlantic lobster. But then our price for the big spiny lobster tails was $79 a kilo. So you're somewhere in the middle there. It's starting to look good. The gluten is building up, guys. It's getting stretchy. It says around 4 more minutes to mix. I might turn the mixer a bit higher. It's even still looking a bit dense for my liking. Okay. So 1 pound of lobster meat. For the mayo one, we want a 1/4 cup of celery. I'll just write this down as we go through it. Do you use an entire piece? Like an entire tail, are you asking? We're using 3 whole lobsters today, just because we're gonna prep them all. That's how we bought them. But we're probably not gonna use all of the meat up for this recipe. Okay, so the Connecticut one, really easy. We just need some melted butter. And then our main style with the mayo, I'll just write our salad ingredients. So celery, mayo, chives, lemon, zest and juice, some salt and pepper. I usually make a lobster stock from the shells. And then, yeah, usually a bisque or a chowder is another one I like for seafood soups. Guys, I keep adding water and it just keeps accepting it. What is going on? Okay, so our salad, and then we're actually making a green salad in between all of this too, to just fill in some time while the bread is proofing and stuff. So we need our greens washed, orange segments, toast almonds, We can toast the almonds while the bread is baking in the oven at the same time. Our dried cranberries, those are already prepped, and then our citrus honey Dijon dressing. We'll make that from scratch. Yum. I thought that would go really good with it. Oh shit. And Mish complained because I forgot her feta cheese. Right beside the cranberries. That's where I had room. It's there. Forever the feta watchdog. She doesn't let me forget it. So this isn't pasta, this is bread dough. And yeah, this is my first time using this recipe, so I'm not really too sure how it's gonna go. I am learning. But I keep saying I keep adding water, and it's still just as dense. We'll never forget. I mean, the real question is, though, did Mish have feta today? It's thirsty, yeah. I don't understand. I guess it did get really dry this weekend with our crazy weather that we had. Do another few minutes to mix it. She's got the thirst. Okay, maybe that'll do it. Mish made chicken paprikash. Sounds like there's no feta though. Shoot. Then what? Don't worry, Mish. I got the feta for you today. Okay, that's looking a bit better. See the gluten strands? We can actually see the stretch in them. So I'll let that finish the next 4 minutes, and that should be happiness. We'll just put it to the back. And then I think we'll just get right into taking those lobsters apart. I will grab a pot for all the shells to go into. And then the hard thing is done. We'll keep our flour here just for when we roll out the buns later. And I will clean these up. My silicone sheets from baking. Poor Barbarino. I know Titan hasn't got blamed yet. That may be a 2026. Bob is lurking. He is. He went to the store. He's at the actual grocery store. Not the game version. Sleeping in the doggo house. Okay, we're almost there. Timer's about to go off. I'm not going anywhere. I will go grab the plastic wrap so that we can get this covered and it won't dry out. Bob's Supermarket is super. I just want to open an actual grocery store now. Turning this up a bit. Ramp it up at the end. Then we'll get our timer set for this for proofing, 45 minutes. And let's see how long it takes to disassemble the whole lobsters. See how smooth that's looking? That's what I was wanting. That's exactly it. Give it a little push. And then let it stretch out. Never mind, it's done. Okay, window test. Look at that stretch now. That's so much better. Take a piece off. It's kind of sticky right now. That's why it has to rest. But we will get our window made. So window test. You need to see through the dough. Can you see through it? Not in that camera. But see through it and then just kind of have it start to break when it gets really thin. Window pane test. That's how we're taught in culinary school to see if we've mixed our bread long enough. Just rinse that off of my hands. In my experience, it's much more difficult to over mix a dough than to under mix a dough. Unplug it. First hard part of stream is complete. Clean off the mixer. Whoa, the cord almost put my knife steel on the ground. Has anyone that's in here right now made hot dog buns at home? I really don't think I ever have. Done baguettes and stuff like that. Sam was like, man, should have got a pack of hot dogs. Our smooth dough. Smooth and stretchy. I think I added probably a whole cup extra of water to that. So yes, I live in a dry climate. What happened, Samu? He died. He just covered himself in his blanket. Hibernation mode for the bear. My voice is putting him to sleep.